What up, YouTube? Back with another video, guys. The Vivek Ramaswamy. I don't want to mispronounce his name. Enough people mispronounce my name, and I know how it feels. But Vivek, I don't know too much about him. I know he's a presidential candidate. He's running for election. Like I said, I don't know too much about him. There's been a lot of rumblings about him on the Breakfast Club, and he destroyed the Breakfast Club. And I just want to give y'all a little backstory. I used to be a big fan of the Breakfast Club. Recent years, they kind of like wore. I'm not really the biggest fan of the Breakfast Club. I used to be like, not really even the Breakfast Club, more likely just Charlemagne. Like I used to think he was one of the best thought leaders out here, so to speak. I used to watch The Brilliant Idiots, whatever he had going on, his books or whatever, I used to support it. But not so much in recent years. A lot of the stuff that the brother's been doing as of late can be seen as pandering, especially DJ Envy. I'm definitely not the biggest Envy fan. That's just where I stand with it. Depends on which type of guest they have on, I'll watch. But even then, I really don't even watch. Like the last time I really fully watched the Breakfast Club interview, they had Terrence Crawford on, and then before that was 50 Cent. And after that, it was years. You feel me? So, no hate in my heart, but it's just like I said, it's just that ain't the platform for me. And I know they're on radio stations and everything, but I don't really listen to radio like that. They're highly syndicated and whatnot. But me personally, like it had nothing to do with Angela Yee. I think rotating guests really isn't their forte for me personally. But to each his own. So I tried to tune into the interview with Vivek. I thought it was going to be an interview. It turned into be a debate, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It was quite nauseating to say the least. Like Tells on. I'm not sure what her name is. I'm sorry for mispronouncing it. Enough people mispronounce mine, so I know how it feels. But she was unbearable, and some of the things she was asking this man, like, have you been the student council president, some stupid stuff like that, and the man like really answered a lot of that with a smile on his face. Like he really handled it kind of well. Me personally, I'd have had to tell her to shut up. And look, Envy, if you feeling any type of way, me and you could just knuckle up right here, right now, because I feel real comfortable even right now, just durfing him. But there was a point in the interview where she asked him questions and he was trying to answer it. She was talking over him while he was trying to answer the questions that she asked. And Envy's like, yo, you keep cutting her off. And I'm like, yo, the man's trying to answer a question that she asked him. And then Charlamagne's like, yeah, you are being a little combative. I'm like, well, she's combative. She's not even allowing the man to answer the questions that she asked him. He's being respectful enough to allow this combative woman, for no apparent reason other than she wants to be combative. She has a platform. But she doesn't have a platform. She's on the Breakfast Club, so this is her shining moment, and she made a fool of herself. And Envy and Charlemagne were okay with her making a fool of herself. Like, for some reason, guys, like, listen, there's a saying that goes around that says, all your skin folk ain't your kinfolk. While I do want to represent the black community in the best way possible by being the best version of myself and conducting myself in an honorable manner, there are a lot of us that think that they're doing that, and they make excuses for horrible behavior. They coddle, overly protect people that don't need protection. And it's just like, where I'm going with this is, they always say, well, protect black women. Black women are strong. They're the most educated, yada, yada. And look, a lot of that is true, but we can't say that and then in the next breath, when it seems like she can't hold her own in a debate that she started, come to her rescue. And it's like, nah, look, she's strong. Let her handle it. Evidently she was making a fool of herself. That's the way I seen it, guys. I don't know how some of y'all reaction channels do it, and y'all just react to a lot of this content. Like, there are certain things that I just refuse to listen to protect my mental health. There are certain things that I just refuse to even think about to protect my mental health. And this was one of those situations where I'm like, what is all this for? Why are we chastising this guy for what reason? And it's just like, look, I get you want to hold him accountable. You want to, I guess, grill him on some of his policies and some of the things that he wants to, excuse me, some of the things that he wants to put in place if he were to get in the presidential seat. Like, she asked the man, have you ever led anything in middle school, like student council, or were you the president? I'm like, but the man, he said, I have FDA approved medicines that help children live normal adult lives. What does the student council president have to do with anything? As if Joe Biden is qualified to be the best president. We're looking at one of the worst. He's an abomination. Joe Biden should be in jail, but that's neither here nor there. They didn't hold him accountable when he got in the Breakfast Club and said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. They didn't say nothing. They laughed at it. They didn't say nothing when Hillary came up there with the hot sauce. They laughed at it. So my thing is, why the change of tone when this guy comes up here? And I'm not sure if he's a Republican or a Democrat. Comment down below and let me know. Because like I said, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't know what he is, but I know for a fact Hillary and Joe Biden were Democrats. And they had no smoke for them when they came up and blatantly disrespect people that you claim you want to ride for and whatnot. But it's just like, you didn't hold them accountable when they said that, but here we are trying to hold this. And she said something like, you're trying to get votes from the other side so that you can identify as a man of color. It's like, well, isn't he a man of color? He may not be a black man, but he is a man of color. And she was trying to discredit everything the guy said. Like I said, I don't know who Vivek is. I don't know his policies, but I couldn't even listen to what he had to offer, what he had to explain, without her just like, yo, like, part of a debate is getting your stuff off and then allowing the opposition to get their stuff off in the same manner that you would like for them to let you get your stuff off. Correct me if I'm wrong, because to me, that's what punks do. See, they'll say something, and then as soon as you try to combat it, or as soon as you try to hit up with your rebuttal, they just over talk. You're just like, well, you're either over talking me because you have no respect for me, or you're afraid that whatever I'm going to say is going to make what you said sound foolish. And the little bit that I could make out that he was able to say before they were all saying X, Y, and Z was it was just foolish. She was like, well, the presidency is about service to others. It's not about us. All that's about you. I'm like, well, wouldn't you tell your child to be the best they can be so they can have the best chances to go to college? Because he then did answer that and gave her a long list of the stuff that he did, because he said, that's little stuff. Why do we even got to mention that? What are we having a penis swinging contest for? Man, you don't even have a penis. Why are you doing this? You know what I'm saying? And he went on that long list, and it was like, oh, well, she was like, yeah, but you did all that to get into college. Yeah, because you went to the Air Force for free, right? I'm just like, yo, come on now. You went to the Air Force for free. You didn't think of yourself and saying the benefits. I just asked somebody, for a family member that's in the Army, think he was in the Army, about the benefits and the things that they offer if you're not trying to take it that far and drive up the ranks. And he gave me the whole complete rundown. So I'm like, is that person not doing what they should be doing? The objective of life is to make sure you preserve self. You can't help nobody else if you don't preserve self. If you're broke out here, ask the homeless people how much they helping. Do you see a homeless person when another homeless person out there panhandling? Do you see a homeless person walk up to them and be like, yo, look, here's this couple dollars I got earlier. Go do your thing, man. I'm gonna be all right tonight. Nah, when they get something, hey man, this shoot, boy, listen, I wish I would share with somebody. What are you talking about? And that's the thing that's turned me off from the Breakfast Club for so long. And guys, this is another reason why I love, but I hate this era that we're in, the podcast / content creation era, because back then we used to be forced to kind of listen to some of this buffoonery and we didn't really know the difference. And now we have an opportunity to listen to so many other people on so many platforms that are highly respected platforms. And you can tell the difference. They have an agenda. They didn't even, bro, they barely let the man talk. DJ Envy would not tell her, like, yo, look, you asked him a question, let him answer your question. He didn't say that not once. So I'm just like, yo, so he can't answer her question. Mind you, he's not cutting her off. She's talking over the guy. After she asked him a question, he's trying to answer it for her. He's being respectable. I was, yo, that was exhausting. And looking at the comments, they turned their comment section off. I was told, shout out to Anton Daniels, they shut his stream off. They shut a lot of people's streams off. And from what I was told, and we even seen it when Envy did it with Kevin Samuels. A lot of times they don't really play fair when they don't really have a rebuttal against you outside of the regular shaming tactics. Especially if you're a man, but if you're black, you're a coon and all this yada yada yada. But it's just like, well, that don't really hold too much weight coming from the Breakfast Club. So, and they clearly have an agenda. Like, bro, like if you were fair, I guess that's the word I'm looking for. I'm looking for a different word, but whatever. I can't find that word right now. If you were objective, like you say you were, wouldn't you at least allow the man to speak his piece before hitting your rebuttal? Even if you agree with it, you may have agreed with it, but like, well, yeah, that sounds good, yada yada, but I think X, Y, and Z. Like, bro, the guy could not talk for 2 seconds without this pit bull in the background just going off. And I'm just like, man, like, why are y'all? I don't know, bro, but. Like I said, I used to be a real brilliant idiots, big brilliant idiots fan. That was the first podcast I listened to religiously. Like, I would wait because they used to come on Tuesdays and then they started going to Thursdays, and I'm not sure what they do now. But I used to be a real big brilliant idiots fan, and mostly I just listen to Flagrant because Charlamagne's just unbearable, bro. I'm be honest with you. Some of the stuff he says I agree with, but a lot of the stuff he says, just like, man, stop pandering, bro. Just please, can you be objective for one time? And it's just like, I remember he got a little upset a while back before I stopped listening to the Brilliant Idiots podcast. Andrew called him PC the God, and he was a little like, why are y'all calling me that? Like, why do you think, bro? And I'm not saying you got to be as raw and raunchy as you used to be, because that's not even cool. But it's just like, yo, like, why don't you call a spade when a spade is being a spade right in front of your face? I don't know, man. Shout out to Vivek. I don't even know the guy, and I want to vote for him based off that incident. But I'm going to check out a couple of his policies, because as I get older, I do want to know what's going on around me as opposed to being ignorant and voting with the crowd. And when I say voting with the crowd, I'm talking about some people, some of the vast majority in the black community and other communities as well. When a lot of these politicians get up there and they start to tell you what you want to hear, what they plan on doing for you, and instead of just looking at things in the fine line and saying, listen, I'm not going to really listen to you as much. I want to hear or read the policies that you plan on putting in place. How does that help me and my family? And then after that, after I'm done helping me and my family, I'm going to try to help other people too. But I want to see what policies this person got in place, bro. We was all running to the voting machines, voting for Biden, and look what he's turned the country into. Bro, the guy needs help finishing his sentences. So, I mean, if he was student council president or whatever, is he qualified to be the president right now? No. No one in their right mind can say that. And the only reason why he's in the White House because people wanted Trump out. Come to find out, Trump was a way better president than him and Obama. We're just going to call it what it is. Looking back on a lot of the things that Obama did, now that we can look at his term in its totality, I ain't even going to say he ain't do nothing for black people, because I think regardless of who's in office, you gotta make it happen yourself. But all that race baiting and victim shaming and running in the victim Olympics he did, and it's just like, nah, I don't want to hear it. Especially when politicians start talking about how they're going to move for the black community and going to church, black church here and a black church there, and it's just like, man, I don't want to hear that, bro. Like, I want to hear about them policies. And I think they should make the debate format longer in some of these platforms, not the Breakfast Club, but like actual respected platforms. Like, I'm talking about like 3 to 5 hours instead of like making it like a 30 to 60 minute debate, and then this person having 3 minutes and that person having, it's like, you can't really get your stuff off like that, man. Let them really talk, because if you let them talk long enough, you'll hear who's really full of it and who's not. That's just my 2 cents, man. So what did y'all think about the interview? Me, it was unbearable, bro. I can't tell you how many times I stopped it. I tried to go to reaction channels to listen because I know they was gonna keep stopping and giving their 2 cents, man. But I'm just like, wow, like straight garbage, 100% garbage juice, ass gas, all that, all the above, man. But yeah, I'm gonna try to finish that David Goggins book after that, man. Or watch some different type of content or something. Go have a nice little workout, because that was I'm a little upset that I even watched that nonsense. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on it, guys. Leave a like or a dislike for the video. Comment down below what y'all thought about the interview, man, and I'll be back with another video. Appreciate y'all, man. I'm drained from that one.